Hello, hello, Team 3. This is class number 58, and this is our last topic of the year, the last topic, okay? And it is called past perfect. So, you already know, ustedes ya saben, present perfect, okay? Present perfect. But now we're going to learn past perfect. Yeah, so it's not the same. To understand this, let's go to activity number 1. Let's look at the two pictures, picture 1 and picture 2. In picture 1, yes, we can see Lucia, and Lucia here cooked or prepared dinner. Cooked and prepared dinner. In picture number 2, Sandra and Tom had dinner or ate dinner. Okay, this is the order of the actions. Lucia prepared and Tom and Tom and Sandra ate dinner. Okay, let's read the sentences here below. Sandra and Tom ate dinner. Lucia had prepared dinner before. If we pay attention, we realize that the order in the sentences is not the same. Okay, empieza con escribiendo picture number 2 y después sigue describiendo picture number 1. Pero como yo utilicé simple past en la primera oración, Sandra and Tom ate dinner, y en la segunda digo Lucia had prepared dinner before, yo me doy cuenta que el orden es el mismo que de las pictures en cómo sucedieron las cosas. ¿Por qué? Porque yo estoy usando simple past for the verb eat, que es ate, and past perfect for the verb prepare. ¿Ok? Ese past perfect me ayuda a identificar qué ocurrió antes de la acción de eat dinner. ¿Ok? Entonces, si yo estoy escribiendo o hablando y estoy describiendo algo que sucedió en el pasado, I'm using simple past, pero quiero decir que algo ocurrió antes que eso, I am going to use past perfect. Y vos vas a entender que eso ocurrió antes, que ya había sucedido. ¿Ok? Entonces, simple past for actions in the past, definite actions, okay? And the past perfect is going to show that the actions happened before that past action. Okay, the past perfect shows that the action happened before the simple past. Let's read the definition here. We use past perfect to talk about an action that happened before the simple past. Okay, so past perfect is the past of simple past. Es el pasado del simple past. Let's continue reading here. When we narrate actions in the past, the main tense is the simple past or the past continuous, okay? But when we want to talk about actions that happened before the main tense, we use the past perfect, okay? Entonces, yo vengo narrando simple past o past continuous porque las acciones están en orden, pero ahora quiero explicar que algo ya había sucedido. Ahí, past perfect. So, let's read the story. Yes, vamos a ampliar un poquito la historia anterior. It was a beautiful night. Tom decided to invite Sandra to have dinner. Sandra arrived at Tom's house at 8 o'clock. Tom had already asked Lucia to prepare dinner. He had bought all the ingredients and he had cleaned the house. Everything was perfect and they ate a wonderful dinner. Now they are girlfriend and boyfriend. They have been together for 4 weeks and they are going to travel to Spain this summer. So in this text we have simple past, past perfect, simple present, present perfect, and future. ¿Ok? Yo entiendo cómo cronológicamente fueron sucediendo las acciones. Tengo un simple past, algo que sucedió aquella noche. ¿ok? Pero después también sea algo que ya había sucedido antes, algo que sucede ahora, algo que ya ha estado sucediendo y algo que va a suceder, ¿ok? Tengo todos los tiempos. So what I want you to do here is in this timeline, okay, put the actions in order, okay? So you're going to put here in number 1 the actions in past perfect que habían sucedido antes que las number 2, el simple past, okay? And then in number 3, yes, what happens now, lo que sucede ahora, and in number 4, what is going to happen. As this is an image, como es una imagen, you're going to type here, ¿ok? A ver, más allá de entender, ustedes pueden identificar la estructura. Al identificar la estructura, pueden clasificarlo, pero también entiéndanlo cronológicamente en su cabeza, cómo fue sucediendo y cómo sucede y cómo sucederá, ¿ok? How do we form the past perfect? Porque hasta ahora vimos ejemplos, pero ¿cómo lo formamos? We need the subject, we need had or hadn't in the negative, and the third column or the past participle. Okay, I'm going to type here past participle. So, had or hadn't for all the pronouns, todos los pronombres, todos los sujetos, okay? If it is a question, remember to change the order. You're going to start with had and then the subject. And there are keywords. Keywords are words, remember, that help us identify the tense. Son palabras que nos ayudan a identificar los tiempos. The keywords here are before, after, by the time, already. Let's read examples. I went to the cinema and I had bought the tickets before. Fui al cine, pero yo ya había comprado las entradas. ¿Ok? No es que fui y compré, no. Fui, pero yo ya había comprado, yo ya tenía. After I had had breakfast, I went to school. Sí, es decir, que después que yo ya había desayunado, fui al colegio. By the time we arrived at the cinema, the movie had started. Ya cuando llegué al cine, la peli ya había arrancado, ya había empezado. When we sat down, my mom had already prepared dinner. Cuando me senté a la mesa, sí, mi mamá ya había preparado. Okay? Now, let's practice. You're going to open your student's book on page 97, which is here. And you're going to do activities C, D, and E. Okay? You're going to do these 3 activities. In activity C, you're going to complete the sentences only with past perfect. Perfect. So here I wrote the formula. Okay, had or hadn't if it is negative, and the past participle. In activity D, you are going to choose between simple past or past perfect. Pay attention, start reading. But if you realize that something happened before, que algo ya había sucedido antes de lo que dije, ahí elijan past perfect. Si hay secuencia ordenada, no es necesario. Ahora, el past perfect, recuerden que va a describir algo que ya había sucedido. In activity E, you are going to complete these 3 sentences. Sorry, 2 sentences because number 1 is the example. Between, you're going to complete it with simple past or past perfect. In activity 2, this short activity, you are going to read these 5 sentences and you're going to answer the question why, el por qué sucedió esto, sí, con past perfect. Number 1, let's read. At the station, I jumped out of the taxi and ran onto the platform. But it was too late. Era demasiado tarde. Y tengo entre paréntesis, the train left. Pongo eso, past perfect, because the train had left. Number 2, when I went to the street, I couldn't find my car. Why? Someone stole it. That's in past perfect. ¿Por qué no lo pude encontrar? Porque someone had stolen it. and then you continue. In activity 3, tenses, you're going to read the text and you're going to complete the gaps, okay, with one of these tenses. Past continuous, simple past. There is one passive voice in present, present perfect, and there is one conditional sentence. People, in 3, pay attention because here I wrote the formula, the structure, so pay attention to it. And to the keywords, ago, when, while, since. In activity 4, you're going to choose the correct modal verb, read the sentence, and decide if it is an obligation, a piece of advice, prohibition. And then finally, in activity number 5, you're going to give reasons for each situation using past perfect. Muy similar al de arriba, pero esta vez en vez de poner la oración en past perfect, ustedes van a tener que inventar esa oración. For example, Ben, number 1, couldn't write the letter because he had lost his pen. I invented. Jane missed the train because it had already left. She failed the exam because she hadn't studied. She was sad because she had watched a movie. I am inventing, okay? But this time you invent. So that's all, people. We're going to continue practicing this in our Zoom meeting. And if you have any question, please ask them through Google Classroom. Bye-bye, Teens 3.